The people's main event, Salt Papi versus Slim. Now I know this isn't the usual MMA content. That's what I mainly talk about on this channel, UFC content or MMA things related. That this video is about boxing, specifically YouTube boxing, influencer boxing, celebrity boxing, whatever you want to call it. But I want to talk about misfits, because whether you like it or love it, hate it, completely loathe it, you gotta give credit where it's due. It's pretty entertaining to watch, and I just have to cover it, to be honest. I can't help myself. But I want to talk about is Salt Papi versus Slim, the real main event in my opinion. Salt Papi, you got a calculated counterpuncher, and then you got Slim. He's pretty much a brawler, is what you could say. He comes to bang. He'll take a hit to get a hit. And like they always say, styles makes fights. And this is the perfect matchup. A counterpuncher versus a brawler. Now I want to first take a look at Salt Papi's record here. He's 3-1, 2 wins coming by knockout, and 1 loss coming by decision. He's mainly known for his knockout power. He relies a lot over his left hand. His knockouts come from his left hand. His best shots come from that left hand. And looking at his record, his best win is easily Josh Bruckner. Now they say Josh Bruckner has had an MMA background. He's not new to combat sports. And by the looks of this guy, you would think the guy could fight. He's built like a Greek god. Pairing that up with his amateur MMA background, you would think he would be the GOAT of YouTube boxing. And then he runs into Salt Papi and gets KO'd. Next up, he had fought Anthony Taylor, another ex-MMA fighter. But in this case, Anthony Taylor had actually fought for Bellator and had professional fights. And he's also boxed notable guys like Tommy Fury. So even though Salt Papi had lost that fight, he won in the sense that he gained experience from that fight, from fighting a fighter like that. And now moving on to Slim's record, he is 6-0, 4 wins coming by knockout, 0 losses. And if we scroll down here, his first fight was against Fusi. That's pretty much a donation win. When you get into influencer boxing, and your first fight is against Fusi 2, consider that a handout. You're automatically 1-0, coming by way of knockout as well. Just a freebie right there. Next person, NNA Productions. Never heard of this guy in my life. But we could call this one a freebie as well. As with the next guy, 3 Bidon. I don't know who he is as well. But his 3 first fights were just straight handouts. You ever play Modern Warfare 2? And you see a little thing that says free under the store. You go over there and it says gift pack. This is essentially what Slim was given. 3 wins, a straight gift pack. But then he goes up and fights Face Temper. And then proves the entire world wrong about him, because he knocks his ass out. And that was by no means a gift pack. He goes on to fight Ryan Taylor, a human punching bag. Wins the fight, that's all that matters. Then Tom Zanetti, Punch It Back Part 2, that throws back a little more. He was gassing out at the end actually, but he still ended up winning. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. Now based off the records alone, you can't really say who would win, because they both fought some complete bums. They have some notable wins, or win I should say. Face Temper in the case of Slim, and then Josh Bruckner in the case of Salt Papi. But Salt Papi has fought harder people like Josh Bruckner and Anthony Taylor. Them two alone just wipes out Slim's resume. But no disrespect to Slim, because he still has the tools to beat Salt Papi. That's with his aggression, his awkward punches. He punches in weird angles, and he's going to do his best work in the clinch. That's what a lot of people are not talking about. Is his clinch work is really well, especially for his level. He gets off these awkward angles, and he could find a lot of success in that, especially with Salt Papi. And in Salt Papi, I hope he finally learns to use his jab, his right hand. Throw jabs, right hooks, lead hooks, I should say. More of that, because his last fight with Anthony Taylor, and collectively all his fights, he relies way too heavily on his left hand. Left straight is all he hopes that he finds an opening for the left straight, and that's it. And you can't fault the guy because it was working. It was working. He was knocking everybody out with that left straight, and he was finding everybody until he ran into Anthony Taylor that pushed the pace on him, and his left hand was rendered useless pretty much. And that's what I feel like Slim is going to do to him. He's going to push the pace. He's a brawler, so he's not going to want to be calm and collected, stay out in the range, which he could do. And that could work in his favor as well, because he does have the height advantage, reach advantage. Would Salt Papi be able to keep him in range for his left hand? The question of that is if he's going to use his jab or not. If he does, this fight could be packed up real fast, like round 1 or 2. If he could find ways to close the distance off really well. But personally, I do think Slim is going to win by decision. I do think so. That might be the unpopular pick, but that's what I'm going for. Salt Papi has issues with pressure, and I'm sure he's done a lot to combat it. But Slim has that weird pressure, just awkward pressure. I'm going to keep repeating myself because that's the best way to describe it. Is you're getting hit from weird ass angles. You really can't game plan for a guy like that. But to wrap it all up, my official pick, Slim wins by unanimous decision. I don't think Salt Papi will be able to keep him out of range. Slim's going to push the pace. He's not going to be afraid to get hit. And ultimately just win on points. And clinch Salt Papi up. That's gonna be where he does his best work, is in the clinch. Let me know what y'all think. I know, once again, this is different from my MMA content. Y'all might not like it, but I just couldn't help myself, because it is entertaining at the end of the day. Be on the lookout. I got some real interesting MMA content coming out soon. And let me know what y'all think of this whole influencer boxing scene as a whole.